So, here we are. This is the finals. Managed to make the finals of my third season of the High Roller Draft League. I made top 4 in the first season I competed in. I made top 8 in the second season I competed in. I am currently about to play the finals to see if I can go all the way this time. Jeremy Rodriguez, Serapis, made it to the final as well, so I am going to be having a rematch against him. And if all goes to plan, then this is very likely to be, and I very much hope that this is my final ever match in Gen 8 VGC. So, Executor is there. Okay. No Tapu Koko at all. Okay. Right. Don't particularly feel the need for Rage Powder. I think I'm fine going Azumarill or Chandelure as a lead, because I want to go Trick Room E. I think the Dragapult's probably a bluff now. Especially if there's no Koko. There's no Gallade at all. Maybe check them Azumarill and the Chandelure. And Magnezone and Tangrowth in the back. Because Crocodile Thundurus did very good things last time. I'm going to see if an alternative plan works this time, because I'm sure that Jeremy is going for an alternative plan. Yeah, I can see the Dragapult being completely left. And then one of Meowstic or Volcarona being completely left as well. We're in a stack attack now, okay. I was kind of forced to Rage Powder. Air Balloon is interesting, but makes sense against what could have been the Micro Crocodile. Bit of a shame I wasn't safe to Goggles on Azumarill. Now, I could sub. Sub and Heat Wave. Liquidation, bring it down to the Focus Sash, and then reverse Trick Room the next turn. I will force the Rage Powder. That's alright. As long as there's no Will-O-Wisp here, this is alright. Like, this is fine. Primarina will take a very reasonable amount of damage, and it is Will-O-Wisp, and it does miss. I will take that. It's a bit of a shame I didn't substitute, but I will take that. And it's pretty reasonable as a first turn, especially, like, I'm getting some good luck. This is bringing the Primarina down pretty far, so I'm fine with this. Now, Life Orb Aqua Jet gets the Volcarona, right? That's a great start. I will absolutely take that dodge, because I think I can just go for Aqua Jet now into the Volcarona to KO it. And I think I can just go for Shadow Ball into the Primarina. And I can't see any downsides. Even if they protect, doesn't matter. Aqua Jet will KO the Volcarona, unless they're Pasho Berry. And even if they are, that's not the worst. This is a great start. That was a very good Will-O-Wisp dodge. I will absolutely take it. Volcarona has protect, but now I'm KOing the Primarina. That's fine. Next turn I'll KO the Volcarona. This should KO, even Assault Vest. Big threat out of the way. This is fine. This is fine. Stack attack is there. I reckon I Dynamax the Chandelure, because if they don't Dynamax the Stack Attacker, then I'm doing so much damage. Still Aqua Jet. Was interesting, like, because I was Lumberry on Azumarill last time. It's quite interesting they went for those turn 1. got to be Executor in the back. I'm Dynamaxing the Chandelier. Don't be Pasho. This was a mistake if he was Pasho. He's not Pasho, this surely KOs. It does. And then Stack Attack is just absolutely in range of Aqua Jet. Maybe even KO, but I don't expect it to. But it'll be in range of Aqua Jet for sure. Yeah, in range of Aqua Jet. That's fine. And it should be Executor. It is Executor. Now, does the Stack Attacker have Protect? Is that Room Service? Alright, that makes sense. So that means they're going to be somewhat speedy. They'll outspeed the Azumarill out of Trick Room and underspeed in Trick Room. Room Service makes sense. So... this should be fine. Aqua Jet and Stack Attacker Protect Sleep Powder would be the worst case. Yeah, definitely Phantasm in case they do Protect and I want to reduce the damage of my Aqua Jet. That was cancelled. Fine, fine. We'll take it. Game 1 win. 1 game away. Just 1 game. They're going Trick Room, I'm going Trick Room. So, okay. Okay. 1 game. That was a great Will-O-Wisp dodge. Like I said, I'm surprised he went for it, given I was Lumberry Azumarill last time. But we take it. We absolutely take it. I could go Thunderous on safety goggles. I could go Chandelier Thunderous. And Heat Wave Superpower the Stack Attacker next turn. That works, doesn't it? I can Airstream the Executor. I can Darkness the Meowstick. That works. Everything works. Except a Will-O-Wisp turn 1 into the Thunderous. And I'm a slow Thunderous. I might underspeed the Volcarona. But I'm not Dynamaxing the Thunderous if I do, because I'm going for Superpower. What don't I want? Because Tangrowth is great here. I want Magnezone. And it's Tangrowth or Azumarill. I won't have much for Volcarona without Azumarill. Room Service makes sense on Executor. Yeah, Balloon means there's no Tropical Berry. That means Superpower and Heat Wave should absolutely KO the Stack Attacker. I am safety balls. Okay, it's pre-Marina. Okay. Now, do I Airstream? Because I went slower with the Thunderous. If I'd have outsped, I would have absolutely Dynamaxed here. Oh. Okay. Well then. Let's just think through what I will do. This is not my move. I'm just still taking this time to think, but that is something. And I'm still connected. So I win! That's how it works, right? Right, let me just pause there so that we can get this sorted. Okay, we're back. We're just going to do the same lead, same Pokemon in the back. This is just extra time to think. So it's Thundurus with Chandelure, and then I'd roll Azumarill and Magnezone. It's just, do I want to Dynamax with the Thundurus? If I outsped Volcarona for sure, I would Dynamax with Thundurus, but I went bulky, expecting the Volcarona to be a bit slow as well. I do not want to Dynamax the Thundurus and take a Will-O-Wisp before I attack. I think I'm okay with just Wild Charge into Primarina. They just have a fire move, which they surely do on the Volcarona, then Chandelure is immune to it. I might go for Shadow Ball as well, because then that covers for the Will-O-Wisp instead of Rage Powder. To an extent. But then I want to break the I want to break the Faux Sash, the Volcarona, and then it'll be an Aqua Jet range, and then I can win with my Magnezone. So... I'll go for Wild Charge. They might protect and Will-O-Wisp. So I do want to Heat Wave in case of that. I want to do that. Best case is they Rage Powder, and they do not Dynamax. That is absolute best case. So I'm going to go for Wild Charge into the Primarina, and I'm going to go for Heat Wave. Show me Rage Powder, no Dynamax. Yes! Yes! Excellent! Because that is a very much gone Primarina. Excellent! Hit the Heat Wave! Hit the Heat Wave. Yes! Fantastic start. So I've got to be immune to the Volcarona with the Chandelure. I don't Dynamax Thundurus at all. I Dynamax one of my Pokemon in the back. That's fantastic. Stack Attacker. Superpower. Just Superpower. I take the Will-O-Wisp, fair enough. I will just reverse Trick Room next turn. Or do I even need to? I don't know. Superpower. Heat Wave. Yeah, makes sense. They're going to KO the Chandelure and burn my Thundurus. But this is going to be good damage. Outspeed, that's good to know. That's good damage. Hit the Heat Waves. Won't kill Volcarona because it's not single target anymore. And I burn that. No, I don't. Better than a sack attack up there. I do Chandelure. It's fair enough. do have the Sandstorm. So. Oh, they get KO'd. Ooh, okay. Right. Do they have a ground move? It's Executor. Now, I could Airstream and Steel Beam the Executor, and I think that that would still KO. Theoretically. This does under half to the Executor, which they should be EV to survive this. If it does just under half, Steel Beam should KO. Yes. Now, if this combination KOs... That's not half! Steel Beam, 95% accuracy. Magnezone, this is for the win. This is for the win. Be strong. That's it. That is it. That has got to be it. There's no way back for them now. I have 100% accuracy. They don't have Trick Room. That's it. That is absolutely it. Not risking the Steel Beam accuracy. That's it. Done it. Top 4 in the first season. Top 8 in the second season. And just about to win this season. This is it. It won't be this turn. They got the stand, they'll live. But that is it. There is nothing they can do. I just Thunderbolt and I win. Doesn't even matter that like, even if I didn't have a Zoom Reel, that was it. That was actually a good burn. Like, actually it wouldn't have made a difference. If I wasn't burned, I would have done 90%. So, wouldn't have made a difference. But, that's it. That is absolutely it. That is a perfect season. 8-0 in Swiss. And 4-0 in Top Cut. For a 12-0 perfect High Roller season. I'm very content with the safety goggles on the Thunderous. And just very content with all of these choices. Even though, like, 3 of my mons were basically identical. Magnezone had Body Press over Steel Beam. Steel Beam was amazing. Then, that's it. That was it. Magnezone Thunderbolts. And I am the Season 5 High Roller Draft League Champion. Excellent. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much to Jamie King for all the help. I almost certainly would not have won as many games as I did without him. He is just one of the best, if not the best, front offices that you could ask for. He is fantastic in draft. Thank you so much, Jamie Keane. And thank you all for watching. That was a great run, and it ends up being a perfect run. So, this is going to be just a little bit on the extra, so that the Length of time of the video does not reveal the outcome of Game 2, because of course it could have gone to a Game 3 if this is going to be a 30-minute video rather than a 17-minute video. So yes, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk through my draft that did give me the 12-0 win perfect streak in the High Roller Draft League. This, obviously, the result speaks for itself, but this is easily the best of the 3 that I did draft in this High Roller. So yeah, these are the Pokemon. Started off in this order. I think this was the order that all the mons were picked in. Originally it was Mesprit over the Orbeetle, but then that was maybe 4th or 5th week changed to Orbeetle because Mesprit wasn't doing anything. Orbeetle could have done something. I never got to do the Gravity Orbeetle G-Max move. Gravitas, and then go for a Sing with a Azumarill. I was almost going to do that in either top 8 or top 4, can't remember which, but I didn't quite. Went for something else instead. But yeah, but all of these Pokemon overperformed in my opinion. I don't think there was a single Pokemon on the team that didn't pull its weight. Because we can see here, I've kept a list of all the teams that I used in this draft. You can see Azumarill only didn't come to the very first game, and then it came to every single other game. So Azumarill was absolutely the MVP, I think. I don't know why it was A tier. It should absolutely be S tier. Like, Primarina's S tier, Tapu Fini's S tier, when that should be, like, C. And then Azumarill was A tier. So I don't know why Azumarill wasn't in S tier, but I will absolutely take that because I made the most of it. So Thundurus Azumarill might have looked like a strange pairing as a start, but that was to open up the team for the 11 picks, rather than this is a duo I'm going to build around. Because if you just look on paper, Thundurus Azumarill is not a duo in the slightest. But it was opening up, oh, the team can do this in the future. Like, if I get these mons, it will be able to do this, and it will also be able to do this. So I've got a super fast mode with the Thundurus if I can just go for airstreams. I've got a super slow mode with the Azumarill as well if I want to go Trick Room. So that's why I got the Chandelure. I got the Chandelure to be able to have a Trick Room setter. Keen wanted Arcanine. I think Chandelure has proved its worth as the fire type in this regard. Very, very much worthwhile. It's was there because I wanted Trick Room. I ended up with 2 other Trick Room setters, but this was the main Trick Room setter, and it was very, very nice. I was very content with it. Most of the time it was focus sashed, so it could just survive and set up Trick Room and then make use of the 145 special attack that it has. It can do a lot of damage, so having Flash Fire was super useful for my Trick Room sets as well. You just saw in the previous game, Volcarona, it was completely immune to. There's other situations where Heat Wave and another spread move would KO the Trick Room setter, but not Chandelure because it was Flash Fire, so it was very, very nice. I'm super happy with the Chandelure as a Trick Room setter, even though it's most of the time going to be Focus Sash. I did bulk it out occasionally, but Crocodile should not be in B. I've had it twice now. Crocodile is absolutely at least an A pick mon. It's better than most of the A picks. Like, Intimidate is always very good. Ground Dark is a great typing, and it's got the stats to be able to do what you want with it. It can go fast and offensive. It's got enough to be able to bulk itself out, and it's strong enough as well that it can do stuff like Life Orb. So yeah, Crocodile is fantastic. Weavile, I love to get Weavile. Having the fastest fake out outside of weather stuff, having the fastest fake out is always a very nice insurance. If you face someone like Salazzle or Persian or whatever, you know that you outspeed and you can always get the fake outs. So they always have to factor that in. And it can do all the nice support as well. Icy Wind, Style, all that stuff is really, really good. And it can also go on the offensive as well. 120 attack is nothing to scoff at in the slightest, so it can do some very good damage. So Weavile, I always like to get on draft picks. The ice typing is quite hard to get a worthwhile Pokemon for, but Weavile is always going to be a worthwhile. A worthwhile Weavile is a tongue twister. Tangrowth was very good for a C pick, because just redirection in general was very good. A couple of my opponents did end up bringing safety goggles. The Urshifu in the top cut was safety goggles because of the Tangrowth. Thank you very much. You should have been safety goggles. So yeah, Tangrowth was really nice. Most of the time it was just Rage Powder, maybe Sleep Powder. Sometimes I didn't bring Sleep Powder, mainly if there's a Tapu Koko I didn't. But it could still do some reasonable damage with Leaf Storm as well. It was mainly there for redirection, and it did its job absolutely as it should have done. For a C pick, it was doing exactly what it was supposed to do. I did think it was a bit awkward bringing or drafting 2 quad weak Pokemon to ground, but that was absolutely fine. There wasn't really an issue there. Nihilego covered so much that the other Pokemon on the team didn't. It put on a lot of pressure by being so fast with its typing, with its Meteor Beam. It was very nice. The only thing that I wouldn't say I regret, I went 12-0, but I didn't end up bulking it out and Trick Room, being a slow Trick Room bulky Nihilego, because that's the only contribution that I gave to VGC 17, was bulky Nihilego, and I didn't get to use it this time, but doesn't matter. Magnezone was fantastic. Again, doesn't matter about the quad weakness if you just don't face the Pokemon that is running the ground type move, because it's great against literally everything else. So It was a very, very strong pairing. Magnezone and Azumarill as a Trick Room duo was fantastic, because you're hitting on the physical side super hard, you're hitting on the special side super hard. You're hitting with water and electric coverage, which is just fantastic. You're hitting with fairy and steel coverage, which covers each other very well. So Magnezone and Azumarill were a fantastic pairing, and they didn't need to go fast either, even if in the fast mode. I would go with like a fast mode of Thundurus and Crocodile or whatever, and then they were just Azumarill and Magnezone in the back because they're nice and bulky, and it doesn't really matter if they move first or not. But if they do move first, then they can hit hard enough that they can get the KOs. So the Trick Room modes was very nice. Regidrago was also quite nice. It could have been a bit better, I think. There were times where it's just, oh, they have two fairies? Nope, not Regidrago. It's very much like that in the team building, but when it did come, it did put in a lot of work. Again, I'm saying regrets, that's the word I'm thinking of. It's not that. I didn't get to Dragon Dance and be physical with the Regidrago at any point. I would have liked to do that to catch someone off guard with going with that, but that was something I wasn't able to do. But it didn't matter, it just needs to Dragon Energy, basically, and that was what it was there for. Keen was against Buzzwole so much, because it's quad weak to Airstream, and that's like the most common max move, right? But Buzzwole was absolutely brilliant. Like, when it didn't face Max Airstream, I think it maybe got Max Airstream KO'd once the entire tournament. When it's not facing that, its typing is actually fantastic, and it walls a lot of things, and it forces a lot of like random flying moves here and there. So it was very good. Orbeetle was a late addition. It was initially Mesprit. Didn't think about Orbeetle because I already had a bug, but Orbeetle was great. It only came to 2 matches, but it put in its shift in the 2 that it did. So yeah, I was very happy with these. You can see here, Azumarill was brought to almost every single game. Thundurus was the same, except for this one it wasn't brought to. So Thundurus and Azumarill match each other. I'm not going to go through and count each of them, but you can see that those were the 2 most brought Pokemon. I would say that Azumarill was absolutely the MVP for sure. Thundurus was great. Did I ever prankster it? I don't think I ever prankster. Well, I can check, but I don't think I ever prankstered it. I think it was always Defiant, which is quite strange, because the point of the Thundurus... Oh, there we go. Well, that doesn't really count. That's not... I mean support Thundurus. You know, that's just special Thundurus. I mean, like, the support prankster stuff. But... Oh, there we go. That counts. That counts, because that's support Thundurus, even though it was Life Orb and it just had Thunder Wave. So, because that was the point. The team was so flexible. So flexible. Like I said, like, Thundurus Azumarill doesn't seem like it's going to be a flexible draft, but that opened up multiple paths rather than honing in on one, which I think is very, very good for draft here. So going forward, I may not even get a duo as my first 2 picks. I may go like Thundurus and Azumarill, so that I can open up my draft completely rather than hone in and focus on the top of the draft. So yeah, I could absolutely go fast mode. I could go Airstreams. I have the fastest fake outs. I have a super fast Icy Wind Pokemon as well, so I can go for super fast mode. And I have a fantastic Trick Room mode in the Azumarill and Magnezone, like I've said. 3 Trick Room setters. Nihilego almost never did. Orbeetle and Chandelure were great Trick Room setters. And I had, but like Pokemon like Buzzwole and Regidrago were slow enough to make use of being in Trick Room if I needed, but they were also fast enough to be part of the fast mode. If I go for an Airstream, Regidrago and Buzzwole are now fast enough, so... I was very content with this team. I think it clearly showed, given the fact that it did end up being the 12-0 sweep. I came very close to losing in the top 16. I think that was the closest that I came to a defeat. If there would have been a Gigantamax Rillaboom, then I would have almost certainly lost that game. But otherwise, like I think I was reasonably comfortable in most of the games. I lost a lot of the first games. I lost, 6 out of 8 of Swiss. I lost the first game and then came back and won 2-1. And then, 4 of the games? 5 of the games? Because 2 in Swiss and then 3 in Top Cut. Yeah, 3 in Top Cut, I went 2-0. So, that is pretty good. I don't think I could have asked for too much more coming out from this team. I don't think there's anything that would change. Like, obviously, I've made my first ever... swap from, because in the previous 2 seasons I didn't change my 11. This time I changed Mesprit to Orbeetle. I think that was the correct choice. I don't think that, even if I had every single Pokemon available to me to make a swap, I don't think I would make a swap with any of these Pokemon. Like, they all fit together so well. Like, this was a great team. Like, a lot of players had good Pokemon on their team, but they didn't really have a proper good team. They just had good Pokemon. This is a proper good team. And I was really happy with it. And I get to show all the haters of the team, because they didn't understand my draft, and now hopefully you do understand. So that is now going to be it. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I very much hope that I never play Gen 8 again. Like, I am so done with it. I am so ready for Scarlet and Violet to come out. I did not like Dynamax in the slightest, and now it is done, I assume. I hope it's not coming back. So I'm hoping that Terrestrializing is going to be the one for me. But that is me done with Generation 8 VGC. So, and a perfect run to finish it off, I think, is a great way. So, didn't do so well in the real life tournaments, but might as well finish off with a tournament win. So, thank you so much for all the support over this season, and I'm glad I could deliver in the end to get that perfect run.